feel like we don't want to start with this one. There's no order, but that's number 1. Cool.
Can you like cross it out or something? Because
Jeff's having anxiety over my list.
I really am.
I literally picked a game right from the middle because it's not ranked, so. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
board games
and
board gamey things.
Exactly. We are here today to bring you another top 10 video. Today's top 10 video is all about our top 10 most underrated games.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. And these are games that we just think don't get enough love.
Yeah, we need to caveat
We
this.
gotta caveat because there's gonna be questions.
Our opinion.
Our opinion
on
obviously.
underrated games.
It's our opinion. We didn't set a limit to, oh, it has to be over this certain number on BGG, but I think the lowest is in the 300s.
Yeah.
So just gonna preface it with that.
And these aren't in any particular order. We don't think one is more underrated than 10. It's just a list of 10 games that we think
need some more love.
Need some more love. Like
we don't
hear about them enough, and we love them, and we wonder why.
There are reasons. I don't know.
These are just games we don't really seem to hear a lot about that we love. That we want you to draw your attention to and maybe check out.
Too. We want you to love what we love. All right, so to get us kicked off here, I am going to start with a game that we have. Some of these games we have, some of them we don't. You probably already saw that.
Why are you
Spoiler
starting
alert.
with that one?
Why not?
How are you going to know that you've done it?
I got a great memory.
Yep.
Okay, so
you guys say number 10.
Okay, number 10, but it's not a ranking. What?
It's ridiculous.
Number 10 is Carnival of Monsters, designed by Richard Garfield and published by Amigo Games. This game we hear nothing about.
Never.
Ever.
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 Like, even if there's a fire, we don't hear about this. We'll see how many people get that reference. If you get it, you can be our
If you get it, you got it.
If you get it, you got it. Designed by Richard Garfield, who is the inventor of Magic the Gathering.
Boom.
He's done a ton of other board games as well. Android Netrunner, Bunny Kingdom, The Hunger, which is a new one that's coming out. You know, well-established designer. Obviously, Magic is like literally the most popular game in the world, probably. Well, I actually don't know. It's probably chess.
I don't know what tangents you're going on this time, but I'm here for it.
I'm very warm. It's a card-based game.
Yep.
The theme is that you are trying to build out a carnival of monsters.
Could you tell?
So in order to get these monsters, you have to go into all of these different lands. So whether it's like into the deep sea or into a desert or a dead land or whatever it might be, to capture these monsters of varying different danger levels. Why are you laughing at me?
A desert. A dead land. What's the dead land?
It's the black card.
What?
Isn't the black card like a dead land?
Oh yeah.
One's a dreamland.
Dreamland.
Anyways.
Forest, desert.
Water. Cave. Etc. So you're going in there to capture these creatures, and there's kind of a similar mechanism, sort of Magic adjacent, where you need to have an actual land card in order to capture a creature of that, or a monster of that same type. So there's some like triggering effects there. There's also other objectives that you have to reach throughout this game, and then at the end of every round you have to do like a danger check, and if you have dangerous monsters with you, you need to either be able to cage them or you need to be able to mitigate that somehow, and you can also hire staff. Danger check. This game is super fun, and it's simple to get to the table. Like, it's not difficult to learn at all. There's a ton of replayability and variability.
So many cards.
Like, the literal stack of cards is like
and Jamie,
so high you can't even see it.
Jamie didn't mention, but one of the main mechanics is card drafting. You will draft cards around the table.
It is a card drafting game.
Take a card, pass, and keep going. And that happens each round. I
wish that more people would give it a shot. It has art. It has art, first of all. The art is amazing.
Can confirm. It has art.
Definitely has art. I would highly recommend this. I freaking love this game.
Great game. We should mention on BGG, it is 1,320.
Can you believe? I wish it were higher. 1,320.
Yeah. Next on our list at number 9 is a game from GameWorks and Space Cowboys.
Sure.
Designed by Malcolm Braff, Bruno Cathala, and Sebastian Pochon. Potion.
He makes a lot of potions.
Jamaica.
Jamaica, if you spell it the way I do.
Jamaica is ranked 519th on BGG.
Yep.
And it is a
racing game.
Is it pirates or just boats?
I want to say it's definitely pirates.
Definitely pirates. Pirate-themed racing game. There is a large rondelle-esque board, and you have cards that you're playing. Some cards allow you to move. Some cards allow you to attack other people that you're racing with, get treasure, do certain things. So you're basically playing down 2 cards with abilities on each side and basically activating those abilities. And the first person to get through to the end wins. Yeah. We love racing games. This is one we've played a bunch of, and we love it a lot. We don't have a physical copy of this.
Zach has it.
It's an older game, 2007, I think.
Yeah.
One we've had a ton of fun with. Don't really hear much about.
No, and there's a lot of player interaction, and there's some take that in this game, and it's just super fun. The theme is really fun. We love racing games, so I just in general think racing games do not get enough love. Like, you always hear about Downforce, you always hear about Flamme Rouge, and you hear now about Cubitos and stuff like that. So I just rarely ever hear about Jamaica, and I think people should give it a shot.
It's really interesting.
The art is so cute.
Yeah, agreed.
It is adorable.
Yeah.
So that is number 9.
Jamaica. Yeah.
I always spell it Jamaica. I don't think I know how to spell Jamaica.
That's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke.
She keeps saying Jamaica because that's what she spells it.
Yeah, and you would know if you had seen our ranking of racing games. We have a video about that, and Jamaica is in it. So go check that out. Our number 8 game is Sheepy Time from AEG. And I should know, Neil Kimball. Designed by Neil Kimball. Sheepy Time is ranked number 6,369 on Board Game Geek, which I think is
It's still somewhat new.
What's not atrocity. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
It's an atrocity.
Atrocity, yeah.
It's an atrocity. I don't know if that's a word.
It is.
I feel like I need a different word. It's outrageous. This is egregious that this is that low on the BGG list.
It's newer, though.
It's newer, but so
it's not
are
that
other
new,
games.
though.
It's not that
It's not
new.
newer than other games that are higher on the list.
No. So Sheepy Time is an awesome game where you are playing Dream Sheep and you are trying to outrun nightmares. And if the nightmare catches you, you wake up, you lose all your points. You're trying to catch Z's, trying to catch winks of sleep. And whoever has their winks, their head on it needs to cross the pillow. It wasn't a great explanation.
That was a terrible
basically, you have a head that's going this way on the track and a pillow that's going this way. And as soon as they meet, you win the game. Like I said, there's different nightmares that you can play with. You're like jumping over a fence.
It's push your luck.
It's push your luck. You're
around a little rondelle.
Yeah, you're landing on these little sections, which will allow you to do things, and you're just trying to outrun it and not wake up.
Each time you jump over the fence, you need to make a decision on whether or not you want to go around the fence again, or go around the rondelle again, or stop.
Yeah.
If you stop, you get your current victory point condition, whatever that is. You're off the board, you get those points. If you go again, you could get more points, but you're running the risk that A, the nightmare catches you, or B, the nightmare gets to the fence and everybody wakes up. It's super fun.
It's super
fun.
So good. We do have a full review on this if you are interested in learning even more about it, but I think the biggest thing with this game that I imagine that it's not gained as much hype as I would like it to is probably the way that it looks. You think, oh, that cat is getting into everything. Oh, you look at this and you think, oh, it's a game for little kids and it's probably like super light and whatever. But I mean, it's not a heavy game by any means, but this isn't necessarily a game for kids. Kids can play it, but like you can be mean in this game. You can, the element of competition really rises in this game because if you see someone who's taken the risk and jumping the fence and you're like, oh, I don't know, but you're like, well, no, now I have to jump the fence because they jumped the fence, and you're just like chasing each other around, hoping that you don't get knocked out, hoping you don't get caught by the nightmare. I think that there's just a lot more to this game than you can see from the cover.
And Jamie keeps saying jump the fence, but what she means is to go around again to jump the fence.
Yeah.
So you're not making a decision to jump the fence. You're always going to jump the fence.
So you need to decide if you're going to go around it after you jump the fence. Semantics. But this game, amazing. It should be played more. Give it a shot and let us know what you think when you do, because it's amazing. That's Sheepy Time. That's Beepy Time.
All right, cool.
Cool.
All right, next up we have the yellow version. There is a version from someone else.
For sure.
Is it Asmodee?
I don't know.
Anyway.
It also has a brown cover.
We have the prettier yellow version of a game called Innovation. And Innovation is Karl Chediuk. And Innovation is ranked 339th.
It's the highest rank
on BGG, which is the highest that we have on our ranking. Innovation is a card-based civilization game. You have cards numbered 1 through 10, which represent different ages, and basically you're going to go through these ages and build out your engine, your civilization engine, in order to score points. We love Innovation a ton. The thing I love most about it is it's so massively swingy. You can just develop insane combos in this game, and each game's going to play completely different.
Yeah.
It's very easy to play, very difficult to nail the strategy. It's so much game in such a tiny box. The first time we played it, it was actually something we heard Board Game Barrage talk about. Those guys love it.
It's Kellen's favorite game of all time.
And so we were like, hey, that sounds cool. Let's try it out. And we played it, and we're like, yeah, this is amazing. I feel like it's one of those games, like, everyone's aware of it. They know it exists.
Yeah.
But, like, no one talks about it or plays it, really.
Well, because, I mean, ours is the nicer looking copy.
Yeah.
And
there's another version that doesn't have all this nice artwork and stuff on it. So maybe that's why, but...
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, even though, like, if you're someone like me, I'm not going to walk by this and be like, yeah, I want to play that. We've only played it at 2. It plays great at 2.
Yeah.
And you can get mean in that game.
Real mean.
Next up on our list, which is number 6.
Yep.
Is Subterra, and this is from Inside the Box Games and is designed by Tim Pinder. Subterra is a game that is about your explorers or people that get stuck in this cave and you need to find your way out. It is an exploration game, and you're also trying to outrun horrors that are in this cave that are trying to eat you and kill you and all of this stuff. It is a cooperative game trying to find your way out of the cave, and you need to get at least 2, depending on how many people you're playing with, at least 2 people out of the cave in order to win. It is creepy. The theme is real spooky, great for like spooky season, which we just went by.
I don't hear anything about this game.
No, the only other person I ever hear talking about this game is Z Garcia from the Dice Tower, because I know he really likes this too. It is ranked 808 on Board Game Geek, which is actually a lot higher than I thought.
I thought it would be a lot lower than that.
But it's just a really interesting game, and it comes with a bunch of characters, and then there's like different ways that you can play.
It's very anxiety-inducing.
Yes, because
stressful.
The cave is working against you, and then, like I said, there are horrors that are also coming after you.
Next up on our list is number 5, and that is from Osprey Games and designed by Martin Wallace. That is Wildlands. Wildlands is ranked 922 on BGG. Wildlands is a hand management area movement game. So you have a bunch of characters on the board with variable player powers that you're manipulating around this kind of like arena-esque map in order to collect crystals and, you know, hinder other people and kill them and that sort of thing.
You're leading a faction of characters.
Wildlands is one we've played a few times and had a really great experience with. The miniatures are amazing in this. It's a beautiful game. I've heard it talked about somewhat, but not enough for who designed it and what the game is. Wildlands is one that I thought we should mention because we've had a ton of fun with it. Don't hear about it as much, and it has some serious design power behind it.
Totally. And it's like I said, it's adorable, and you're collecting crystals, like these like little blue gems. You could be an owl faction. Our number 4 game is the Bloody Inn from Pearl Games, designed by Nicholas Robert. And this game we've talked about, I feel like, quite a lot
this month,
recently, and that is because it is a spooky season game. This is a game where you play an innkeeper who is nefarious, trying to kill off all of your guests to rob them. And to do that, you need help, so you might bribe some other guests. You then could kill some of your guests. You then have to bury them. You get their corpse, you gotta bury them. It's this whole thing. You can't be caught by the cops, because if you are, then you have to pay a grave digger to help you bury the bodies. And it's basically a card game. There's a tiny little board that's really just for the rooms and stuff. The theme is very creepy and kind of like dark. I love this game. It's ranked 777 on BGG.
Lucky sevens.
And it's just one that we don't really hear talked about ever. And maybe it's just because people might only play it during like spooky season during
Possible.
October.
Yeah.
But I think that it definitely deserves a lot more love. This is a game that I would play all of the times.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because in this game too, you gain benefit if people stay at your hotel and leave, and they pay you to be in the room. They pay you their fee or whatever, and then they leave. Yeah. But it's not a lot.
No, it's like $1.
And if you kill them and steal their money,
it's a lot of money.
There's way more money associated with killing people and stealing their money and burying them. So.
Yeah, everyone has like their designated rooms. You have to pay for everything, every action with cards. So you have cards in your hand, so it's kind of like a balance of like, this guy has a gun, so I'll be able to kill more people, but I can't really afford him. Like, there's a lot of things. It can be a little bit thinky, and there's a little bit of strategy that goes in it. It's a ton of fun. The Bloody Inn, highly recommend.
Number 3 on our list, clocking in at 687.
Oh, it's
so
688
it's
today.
Down.
It went down today.
So 688 on BGG is Black Angel from Pearl Games, designed by Sebastian Desjardins. Javier Jorge, I'm assuming.
It's either that or it's
Georges.
Xavier Georges.
But I'm going to go with how I pronounce it.
Yeah.
And Alain Aubin. Black Angel is what I would state is a spiritual successor to a game called Trois. Trois was developed, and then the designer of Trois was like, I want to do a space game, and then did Black Angel. I've had this discussion with a lot of people why Black Angel, like, not a lot of people know about it. It's because Trois kind of like stole the show for a while. And Black Angel just kind of permeated under the surface. The board is
beautiful.
Might be the most beautiful board I've seen. The colors in it jive with me.
Horrified?
Black Angel is a lot of like resource management, hand management. There's a tech tree component that you need to work through.
There's a lot going on. There's little robots.
There's little robot workers that are in the spaceship that you need to manipulate around. And ultimately what's happening is the Black Angel ship is moving towards, I apologize, I don't remember the planet's name. Yeah. It's a ridiculous name though. Spes.
That's right. It's going to Spes.
Black Angel is working its way towards the planet Spes.
Spes.
S-P-E-S. Not to be confused with spas or space or spes. You're moving towards the planet Spes.
Yes.
And so you have the Black Angel, and it's got its own board, and it's moving towards the planet. And then you have an interior board of the ship that has different rooms and different control areas that you're manipulating dice and moving dice around in order to take action. It's action selection, a bit hand management, and then a tech tree. There's a lot going on in this game.
There's a lot going on.
And I absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. As the ship moves along in space, you're taking the back of the board and putting it into the front.
One or the other.
The other. The board's moving as your ship is moving closer to Spes, and then eventually Spes shows up, and that triggers endgame stuff.
But the best part is the tiny robots
that have going little ships.
They have their own little ships. You gotta collect the ships. And then you put the little robot in the little ship, and then that goes on the board.
Yeah, so
to travel to space.
They don't
go to space, but they go into space.
They're
space. I can just picture them being like,
and it's amazing. Yeah, it's like little like aircraft things, like,
and they can be pink.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Anywho.
Wow. All right, our number 2 game we do have. Next up, we have Call to Adventure, and this is from Brotherwise Games, designed by the brothers themselves, Johnny and Chris O'Neill. And this is a game that is probably going to start gaining some more traction because the new release, Call to Adventure Epic Journey, I think it's called, is coming to Kickstarter soon. And so we recently played this one. We have the Name of the Wind expansion, and this is basically you are building out a character and an adventure. You're going on an adventure, building out your story. You have to like roll these it's really unique ruin tiles. They're just two-sided to like cast spells or runes or whatever. We just never hear anyone talking about it. When you hear people talk about Brotherwise, you're hearing Dragon Prince Battle Charge, Overboss, Boss Monster. Yeah. You never hear people talking about this, and it's a great game, especially if you're into the fantasy genre, especially if you are into storytelling, because you're literally telling a story, and then that's kind of the beauty of it is when you get a card, there's a top section and a bottom section, and each have a different piece of story that you can add to your story. And then at the end, you can literally read through all of the cards you got to tell a story. And it's just really cool.
I think anyone that loves RPG stuff, loves fantasy books like I do, will love this game. I've said it before and I'll say it again, like there is a Name of the Wind expansion to this. That is my favorite book of all all time. There's a Stormlight Archive standalone version of this. That's my second favorite book of all time. If you like that realm, that genre of stuff, you will like this game. It plays very quickly. It's very simple. It's just an enjoyable experience, and it doesn't get talked about a lot. Did you mention its ranking?
No, this one is ranked 844 on BGG.
Number 1, we have from Leader Games, designed by David Somerville and Patrick Leader. That is Vast, the Crystal Caverns.
Crystal Caverns.
We're just including the Crystal Caverns game, and we have not played Mysterious Manor yet.
We have it.
We have it. We will play it. We just haven't played it yet. Vast is one we've I wouldn't say avoided, but we were struggling to get it to the table because we had heard the rules overhead can be difficult. What I will say is when we got Vast to the table and we played it, it was one of the best gaming experiences I've had this year.
Yeah, totally agree.
I will mention it's entirely asymmetrical so far as each person's objective is literally to defeat one other person. Dragon needs to defeat goblins. Goblins need to defeat the knight. The knight needs to defeat the dragon, and the cave needs to basically collapse itself on everyone.
Yes.
I am so friggin' glad we finally got this to the table.
Me too.
I absolutely adore this game. It's ranked currently 667 on BGG, which is insane to me.
But anytime someone talks about Leader Games, they're going to be talking about Root,
Yeah.
and or now Fort, because Fort's pretty new. But you never hear anybody talking about Vast, and I don't know why.
I was trying to figure out why, and I was thinking maybe because it doesn't... I think that's the biggest thing. Please, if you own it and are scared to get it to the table, highly recommend getting it to the table and just fighting through it. Because once you get through the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of figuring out your faction, I'm really, really excited to keep playing this and to try Mysterious Manor.
Yes.
It's so good. And thank you to Sam at Lord of the Board for encouraging us to get this played. Monique and Naveen as well mentioned how much they enjoyed it as well.
And those are our top 10 underrated games. We do have a special mention of Seasons from Libelud, and the designer is Kyle King.
I think.
Right. We might need to look that up.
No, let's look it up. Let's see who...
I do hear people talk about Seasons a bit more than these other games as well, which is why it's a special mention, but we definitely rarely do hear about it. And it has the chonkiest dice.
It has great chonky dice. It has a special place for me personally because Kyle's a good friend of mine and he absolutely loves this game.
It is a dice drafting game that goes through seasons, and it's also a card drafting. Card drafting, dice drafting. There's a lot of drafting. The art is great. Yeah, it's just super fun, and it's an older game. It's from 2012, so I don't know. If you haven't played it and you have the opportunity to, I definitely would.
Yeah, and again, any of these that are on BGA, it's free. I know some of them might be premium games, but I mean, what a better reason to hop into our Discord. Because there's premium BGA members everywhere, and they're always looking to play games. That game request channel is bumping.
It's lit.
So if you want to play any of these games...
We even have in our Discord a tag for Play Now. So if you are somebody who really wants to play games all the time, I don't know how it works.
Basically, if you're looking to play a game, if you're I want to play a game of Seasons, you could pop into our Discord, go into the game request, say, hey, here's the link to Seasons at Play Now. Everyone that's added that to their list of notifications will get that notification and then they'll run to you. And then your game will fill up in 2 seconds. And then you'll get a bunch of messages underneath being I missed it. That's what happens. So
that's Discord. So those are our top 10 most underrated games to us. Let us know down below some games that you think are underrated. We would love to know. I feel like there are so many games out there that people play, and people have been in this hobby for forever. So you guys probably know of a ton more that you can recommend to us. We would love to know.
Again, this is entirely subjective.
Obviously.
We think these are underrated. Other people might disagree. Who cares?
Who cares? If you are interested in buying board games like any of the ones that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking out your friendly local gaming store. And for us here in Halifax, that is...
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
It sure is. That is all that we have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching.
If you like what you see, please subscribe. And we hope to see you again soon.
And now we say
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Later days.
The end. Is that working? Yes, it's working. I feel like these lights just don't do anything.
Do you have Calvin Ridley on any of your teams?
Who's Calvin Ridley?
He suddenly just announced he's stepping away from football.
What? What happened, Calvin? How would I know if I have him on my team?
You don't. My job.
Okay. Good. He's a quitter. I don't put quitters on my team. Oh, you're right. My bee. Is it hot enough for you, Camille? Jeez.
Perfect.
I'm just going to cut that out.
Why'd you say any of that?
No, sometimes I just say stuff just to see if it'll stick. I will do this one. Oh, good. There's a cat here.
Baby.
No.
Can you pull her up on there?
Pull it up, Bobby Brown. It's so hot in here, I'm literally dying. That came out very weird. That is all that we have for you guys today. Jeff's about to sneeze.
That was building for like a minute.
That's a long time for a sneeze to build.